Being in debt is not a good feeling. But you know what? Each month when you have to make a payment toward that debt, that too is not a good feeling. And therein lies the problem. I had a light bulb moment that I would like to share with you, and it is definitely one you want to hear because it will probably change the way you view your debt and help you to get it paid off a lot sooner. Stick with me because you definitely want to hear this. Okay, you're still here. That tells me you are serious about your debt, and that is definitely something that I can respect. My name is Jerome, and I am the creator of the podcast Why It Matters. It is formatted to discuss finances and social awareness, and of course, in this case, we're going to be talking about debt. Now, what qualifies me to speak to you about debt? Well, fortunately for me, I've lived on a budget since college, and I have lived virtually debt-free my entire adult life. And I'm not boasting, I'm just telling you the benefits of living on a budget and watching your spending. Please believe me that at any point in time, if I had a medical situation, I could be in the same situation as many people who are financially strapped. So please accept that for what it is. But that being said, I had mentioned that I had a light bulb moment about debt. One of the things that I realized when I was paying down on my house is that I didn't know for sure if I was going to ever pay that particular house off. And therefore, I made the monthly payments. It was never late. But it never felt good making those monthly payments. And let's just talk about when I had car notes. When you make a purchase on a car or a home, you're excited. Now, clearly, you have to get a loan to get a car in most cases, and you have to get a loan to get a house in most cases. So you know that you're going to go in debt. But the fact that when you fork over that money to someone and you get something back in return, you feel a sense of excitement. And that excitement, though may be short-lived. Now for a house, it may extend, the life of that excitement may extend for maybe several months. For a car, it may extend maybe several months, maybe a house 6 months. I don't know. The bottom line is that you're going to be excited. And so when you're giving money and you're getting something back, it makes a difference as opposed to when you're giving money and you're not getting something back. And that is what bills are. And this is why it is so difficult, in my opinion, to pay off our debts. And that is because for many of us, we make the minimum payments on our debts because we're not getting anything back. Now, clearly, interest is going to be added, which is one of the reasons why I paid off my house sooner rather than later, because I realized that of my house note, $200 or $250, and at one time a lot more, was literally going toward interest. That was money I felt that I could be saving. So at some point I said, enough's enough. I had the money in the bank, and I recall driving to Nashville because I didn't want to do it electronically, and they wouldn't take, a check. So I had to deliver a cashier's check to the bank or to the mortgage company 300 miles away to pay off my house. And I recall when I paid off my house, all that I felt was a sense of relief. I was not excited. I was not overjoyed. I only felt a sense of relief. When I had a car note and I made my last car payment on it, all that I felt was a sense of relief. I wasn't overjoyed. Why? Because I still had the same car. I still had the same house. I still had the same problems, repairing the cars, maintaining the house. So one of the reasons why I do believe that we stay in debt is because we don't have a sense of joy when we're paying off a debt. The same joy that we receive when we're going into debt. Now, how do we repair that? Well, instead of looking at paying off a house and no longer having a house note, or paying off a car and no longer having a car note, maybe we should look at the payments that we're making toward that house, the payments that we're making toward that car, the payments that we're making toward any bill as a down payment toward something else. In other words, once I pay this car off, I'm going to be able to afford that trip to the Caribbean. Now that's just a hypothetical. Or I'm going to be able to afford a much nicer car because now after 2 years, I'm going to have the money that I saved on my car note or my house note can go toward a new car. That being said, if you look at your payments as a down payment towards something else that you really want, you'll have the incentive now to pay something off and be excited about it. That is what this video is about. Rechanneling your thoughts toward your payments. Not that you're paying something off, but that you're paying down towards something that's going to get you excited. I hope this makes sense to you and that you follow this because fortunately for me, again, I've been fortunate enough to have my health and to maintain a budget and live by it religiously. I know that that is not always the case for you as a viewer. However, if you look at paying your bills differently, then that may actually help you to pay it off because you may be more excited when you're getting ready to pay a bill because it's a down payment towards something as opposed to just simply paying off a burden. Thank you, and I hope you like and subscribe and tune in for my next video. Bye-bye.